The National Association of Realtors recently announced an agreement that would end litigation of claims brought on behalf of home sellers related to broker commissions. Here now with what that means and sponsoring our segment this afternoon is Pratt with Stefanie Pratt, Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group, our title sponsor. Welcome, Stefanie.
Hello.
Tell me about what's going on, because I got to be honest, I've read through the press release, and you know, when you're trying to understand that versus what you're seeing, all the headlines, it gets a little confusing.
Yeah, the headlines were actually massively incorrect. And when we saw that, I know National has actually said something about that and actually reiterated that to the press. There was nothing about a percentage of commissions. That is not set by National. That is not set anywhere but our companies and between our sellers. The listing agreements are actually between the sellers and the listing agency. And like for me, I'm an agent of that listing agency, independent contractor, so I would be going over that with the seller and I'd be telling them what I'm doing for marketing. They're seeing what they're getting, and then we have a percentage in there, and we also have it broken down. We're gonna take what commission you're paying us as a seller and going to break it down and offer a buyer's agent a portion of our commission to bring a buyer and to make sure that they're properly represented, they're abiding by the code of ethics, they're abiding by the contract, and it's a smoother transaction.
So just to be clear, as a real estate agent who's on the selling side, you're taking a cut in your pay when you bring in that buyer's agent.
Correct.
To make sure that the buyer is properly represented.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, everything's negotiable, but you get what you pay for.
Right.
And I know a lot of us, especially me, put a lot of marketing into it, a lot of care. We're on the phone all the time. It's not just putting a pretty sign in the yard and taking some pictures. My blood pressure would tell you differently. But, you know, that's what we love about it. And everything is different, every buyer and every seller. If you take out the buyers out of that, the buyer's representation, where are we going to find the buyers and how are they going to be properly represented? The only thing that lawsuit did, which actually affected us, is we can't put the cooperating commission of what we're offering a buyer's broker in the MLS directly. We can put it on third-party sites. They're still going through what our ramifications and what we can actually do and what our qualifications and everything, but it's not settled yet. It's not signed off.
So this is still in process.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's not a done deal as far as the settlement. We weren't directly a part of it, but it encompassed all of us because they wanted to make sure all members actually had the opportunity to be cleared of anything, so there's no confusion. And the one thing about a code of ethics with us realtors is we are bound by that, and our confusion to the public, we have to minimize that. So those headlines made it confusing to the public, which is exactly what us as professionals do our best not to do.
Right, your job is, and that's why they hire you in the first place, is
Correct.
They don't understand all the ins and outs of what goes into selling and purchasing real estate. It's your job to make sure that that's clear and that's a process that they can understand so that they know what they're getting into.
Yeah, and there's marketing, we have education, we have to know how the contracts, we have to know how the inspections go. We keep everybody in tune, we make sure the closing gets there. I mean, I have things that actually go south all the time, and sometimes we as realtors will go in and say, all right, everybody's fighting over $200, we'll split it, call it a day, and let's go to closing. But that's what we do, is try to actually get together and make sure everybody has a smooth transaction. Seller wants to sell, buyer wants to buy. Make sure everybody's properly represented and everybody has the full guidance that we can give them.
And I think that's the key right there. You guys are representatives. You guys represent a buyer. You represent a seller. It's not your property usually. You guys are there to see the best interests of your client.
And guidance is very big because there's a lot involved. I just signed, on Saturday, right after that, I signed a seller. She had actually seen the headlines. She had tried it for sale by owner, and she wanted to talk to me. And she said, let's move forward, but what does this mean? And I explained it, and I read how it actually affected us. And she said, oh, I don't want anything to do. I don't want to have a buyer come in here that's not represented. Absolutely, let's just sign. Because I explained it to her. And that's what our job is, and our contracts actually explain that. So that's very clear on how everything is actually laid out.
Well, education is key.
Correct.
We really appreciate you coming in to help just shed some light on this issue that's currently going on right now. And as people watch closer, as this deal does come to, you know, becoming more solid as it goes before, is it the DOJ?
The DOJ, this is Supreme Court. It's still got to get there.
It's still got to go through all of that.
So it's not even in play until July. So we're trying to find, you know, where we can actually advertise this, how we can make sure the documents are there for buyers agents to know that they are actually being paid a fair portion of our commission to make sure that they actually bring somebody to us.
Awesome. Well, we're going to make sure that we connect people on our website to more information about what we're talking about here today with the settlement. And make sure you go to StefaniePrattHomes.com for all of your real estate needs. Thanks again. We thank Stefanie Pratt, Coldwell Banker Realty, for sponsoring our segment this afternoon. And go to www.ciliving.tv for more information after today's show.